Nestlé is a large multinational company. In fact, we're the biggest food company in the world. But despite that construct, I don't feel like I'm a cog in the wheel. At Nestlé, it has a real philosophy of being global but yet acting locally. And to make that happen, it gives its local markets like Nestlé Oceania a huge amount of autonomy to do its own thing. Sure, we have to check in with headquarters and we have to let them know what we're doing. But largely, day to day, we get to make our own decisions and choose our own destiny and way forward.
So I've had quite a diverse career, I suppose. I've been with Nestlé for about 14 years. And people say 14 years is a long time, but it's not when you're working across different businesses, different brands, different markets.
The fact that we have so many different parts of our business, so we're still a major manufacturing company in Australia with something like 10 factories and multiple distribution centres, and we have a huge sales force, and we have a retail network with an Nespresso boutiques and the KitKat store, that there's always plenty of different types of work. No 2 days are ever the same.
I think the thing for me is the people. We have such strong functional experts that the opportunity to work with people who really know what they're talking about, they're really smart at what they do, is a really rewarding experience. And not only do they actually know functionally what they're talking about, they are very happy to share that understanding and knowledge, and I find that incredibly rewarding and enjoyable.
I think the point of difference for Nestlé is what it does is inherently interesting. I'm passionate about its products, I'm very passionate about what it does, and that makes coming to work very enjoyable. The other reason is I'm proud of how Nestlé does it. So there's all different companies that make the goods that Nestlé makes, but Nestlé has a real sense of purpose, and it wants to do the right thing by the planet, by the community, and it also wants to do the right thing by the consumers. And it really does hold itself to very high standards and very exacting principles.
Nestlé is such a massive organisation that from a finance perspective, whether or not you want to specialise or generalise, work in corporate finance, commercial finance, factory finance, regionally, locally, internationally, whichever way you want to take your career, there are absolutely those options available. And I think that's one of the key things that differentiates Nestlé from other organisations.
Well, I'm sure everybody says this, but it is the people. The people here are just so friendly, they're so respectful, and it's a great place to work. So that's what I really love about coming to work. But over and above that, for me, it is the fact that we can really make a difference. And there's a lot of autonomy here at Nestlé. Even though we obviously have a head office, we make decisions locally. And so for me, knowing that I can truly make a difference in the projects that I have, and I can create new projects, and there's an openness and a willingness for that, that for me is what gets me out of bed every morning.
One of the reasons people stay at Nestlé for so long, I think, is because of the opportunity that you have here to do lots of different things. So careers are long. This is slightly troubling, I suppose, but we could all be working well into our 60s, possibly longer. So you need an organisation that you can flex up and down with, that you can learn new skills, move to new areas. So for me, it's the ability, I suppose, in an organisation of this size, with this scale and with this much opportunity, that you have the ability to map your own life, I guess, against the employee life cycle that you'd see typically from 20 through to 60 or 70.